Hi, friends. Last week, do you remember we talked about when Jesus was born on earth as a human baby, right? And then he grew up. And do you remember he went to the temple and he stayed at the temple by himself and his mama and his daddy had to come find him? Yeah. Well, today we're going to talk about when he's a grown up, right? And there were times when he healed people and he did miracles. But the biggest thing that he did for us is what we're going to read in our True Bible Happening from our Jesus Storybook Bible. Are you ready? Now you know what it is? Let's see. The sun stops shining. So you're a king, are you? The Roman soldiers jeered. Then you'll need a crown and a robe. And they gave Jesus a crown made out of thorns and put a purple robe on him. And they pretended to bow down to him and show him honor. Your Majesty, they said. Then they whipped him and they spit on him. And they did not understand that he really was the Prince of Life, the kingdom of heaven and earth, who had come to rescue them. They didn't understand. The soldiers made him a sign, "Our king," and they nailed it to the wooden cross. They walked up a hill outside the city. Jesus carried the cross on his back. Jesus had never done anything wrong, but they were going to kill him the way that criminals were killed. They nailed Jesus to the cross. "Father, forgive them," he gasped. They don't understand what they're doing. "You say you've come to rescue us, but you can't even rescue yourself," the people yelled. But they were wrong. Jesus could have rescued himself. A legion of angels would have flown to his side if he had called out to them. If you were really the Son of God, you could just get down off of that cross. And of course, they were right. Jesus could have climbed down. Actually, he could have just said a word and made it all stop. Like when he healed that little girl and he stilled the storm, he calmed it. Or when he fed all those thousands of people with the fish and the bread. Of course he could do that. But he chose to stay on the cross. You see, they did not understand. It was not the nails that kept Jesus there. It was love. "Papa," Jesus cried, frantically searching the sky. "Papa, where are you? Don't leave me." And for the first time, and the last, when he spoke, nothing happened. Just a horrible, endless silence. God did not answer. He had turned away from his boy. Tears rolled down Jesus' face, the face of the one who would wipe every tear from every eye. Even though it was midday, a dreadful darkness covered the face of the world. The sun could not shine. The earth trembled and quaked. The great mountains shook, rocks split in two, until it seemed the whole world would break. The creation itself would fall apart. The full force of the storm of God's fierce anger at sin was coming down on his own son, instead of on his people, you and me. It was the only way God could destroy sin and not destroy his children whose hearts were filled with sin. Then Jesus shouted in a loud voice, "It is finished!" And it was. He had done it. Jesus had rescued the whole world. "Father, I give you my life," he cried out. And with a great sigh, he let himself die. Strange clouds and shadows filled the sky, purple and orange and black, kind of like a bruise. And it got dark. Jesus' friends gently carried him. They laid Jesus in a new tomb carved out of rock. How could Jesus die? What had gone wrong? What did it mean? They didn't know anything anymore, except they did know their hearts were breaking. They were sad. "That's the end of Jesus," the leaders said. But just to be sure, they sent strong soldiers to guard the tomb. They hauled a huge stone in front of the door so that no one could get in or out. But you know what happened, right? You know what happens next.